Welcome, everybody, to Service and Sacrifice this week on this Friday, June the 5th. We're already in June. May, she just flew on by. Joining me, as always, Dom Dominguez, Emil Baker. Gentlemen, good morning. How are we doing?
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, it is a good morning. It's beautiful outside right now at the moment as we record this little episode here.
Yeah.
We're going to talk this week. We've got a special guest joining us in just a little bit. Lieutenant Colonel Christine Goodwill, United States Air Force, retired, now of the Stratton VA here in Albany. Scotia native, too, by the way, which I learned a little while ago, which is great. She runs the Women's Health Center there, Dom, and we're going to talk a little bit with her about women veterans, some of the specific challenges they face, and what they can take advantage of here through the VA.
Yeah, no, I can attest she's one of the best of the best. And this is a way the VA works, right? Where we're putting a retired lieutenant colonel, female veteran, in charge of the Women's Health Center at the VA Medical Center. It makes sense. You know, what better candidate, what better person, what better veteran to really lead the way for our female veterans. So I'm really excited to hear all about her. And just really get into her brain exactly what the Women's Health Center actually has and what they're going to do. The great thing is with the Women's Health Center is the more and more female veterans we see, and I think we're supposed to grow within the next 4 years to 500 plus female veterans at the VA Medical Center. Is the more we learn from them, the more we grow. And I know there's plans of actually growing the female health center, and actually they're going to have their own building, which that will be cool. It's in the plans yet. It's
right.
Not like it's not for sure going to happen, but it's in the plans. And if it's in the plans, I feel like it's 70% there.
You know, your generation, Dom, I'm sure we saw a lot more women serving in the military. Emil, Vietnam, were there any? Could you recall of any women that were in the Army or anywhere in your experience?
Well, I saw them at meetings and different organizational things, but I didn't work with any, and I did know that in the medical field there were quite a few. And again, looking at how this progressed, I just want to give acknowledgement right now. My mom was in the Army Nurses Corps in World War II, and she said it was just a unique standalone type of existence for them. And I had an aunt that worked 35 years and retired out of the VA in New York City, and she loved working with the military. So, the love was always there, the interest was always there. It just wasn't expanded at those years.
And even their role now, you said you saw women a lot, obviously, in the medical side of things. We're seeing more and more women actually serve in active combat roles now, too, as well, which brings a whole new list of challenges for once they exit their service, right, Tom? I'm sure there's a lot more that they're exposed to in a role like that, and that's where the Women's Health Center comes in. Yeah,
absolutely. The first time I worked side by side with female veterans was in Afghanistan. I was an infantryman assigned to a civil affairs team, and within that civil affairs team, they had what's called FET teams, which was female engagement teams, and they were with us side by side. And it's amazing what they can do, but yeah, with the things that happen afterwards, it's great that we're going to be able to bring Christine Goodwill on and kind of talk about how they can really tend to these issues that our female veterans are going through, whether it's MST, whether it's pregnant. I mean, all sorts of things that they go through while in uniform that men don't. We don't experience a lot of that.
Well, that's just it. And one of my questions for her will be the role of a mother. Especially as she's coming out of that service and transitioning back into that civilian life. That's a
there's so much they have to bear.
Right.
Yeah, there's so much. So
we love them for it, and it's absolutely incredible in the help that services that are available to them through the Stratton VA Center, and Lieutenant Colonel Goodwill will be getting into all of that for us. So we want to tell you to hang tight. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back. Lieutenant Colonel Goodwill will be sitting. I think I'm going to have Emil swap chairs. She'll be sitting right there.
Be all right.
When we come back here on Service and Sacrifice on WTEN Plus. Welcome back to Service and Sacrifice here on this Friday, June the 5th. As promised, our special guest joins us now, Lieutenant Colonel Christine Goodwill from the United States Air Force, retired, who's now working at the Stratton VA. Christine, good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you are the program manager for the Women's Health Center at the Albany Stratton VA.
Yes, I am.
So let's get into first. Tell us a little bit about yourself. As always, as with these gentlemen, thank you for your service. Talk to me a little bit about your service, how you got into the Air Force, and what ultimately brought you to the VA.
Okay, so funny story how I got into the military. My sister was in the Army, and she dared me that I wouldn't be able to handle structure. So I showed her. So I joined and originally as an aeromedical evacuation technician back in 1990. Yes, dating myself. And then I went to med tech school and did all the training for that, which is about a year. And I decided, well, I don't think I'm doing enough for my patients, so I want to become a nurse. So I went to nursing school on the side. I got my RN, so I got my commission at that point, became a flight nurse, did that for several years until you get up to a rank where you're more administrative. Mm-hmm. And then I became the executive officer, switched over to the maintenance group. That was fun. The good old boy club. Didn't know what the girl was doing there, but we fixed a couple problems that they were Band-Aid fixing. And then took on a full-time job here at Joint Force Headquarters as the branch chief for weapons of mass destruction, totally outside my realm, and had a great time with Joint Forces and running that program. Then I got to be where I felt like, okay, you've been in 28 years, it's probably time to retire. And it took me 3.5 years to get into the VA because I knew my service wasn't done and I wanted to continue to treat and serve and help my fellow veterans. Once I got in, I started as a nurse manager in primary care, and as soon as a position opened for the Women Veterans Program, I knew it was like a calling, so I put in for it. And I've been in that program for about 2.5 years, and hoping to make huge improvements. I've already done a lot more to get service and information out to our veterans.
Beautiful.
That's how it started.
So how did you? What was your path into the service? Were you in college? Did you go through ROTC? What was your path in?
So it wasn't ROTC. I went to graduate high school, did a year of college, didn't know what I wanted to do. My sister said you couldn't do it, so I did it because I have to be right. Like most people, and went right from that. And then when I got out, as a medic in the military Air Force, you can challenge your LPN boards. So I was able to, once I got a 5-level, challenge my LPN boards. So it's just a test. You take the test. So then I worked as an LPN when I went to RN school.
Fantastic.
So that's how it all started.
Are you from around here? Where are you from originally?
I am from Scotia, New York.
Beautiful. All right.
Over a couple bridges from here.
County. Yeah,
yes,
not too far
County.
Away.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah. All right, so talk to me about now a little bit about the program you are now running here at the Stratton VA and what exactly it entails.
So I learn something new every day about what services we offer at the Albany VA. I think it's a hidden gem, a hidden secret. I retired in 2018 in December, and I started my care about the same time at the Albany VA. And I really just said, it's for primary care, and that's all we have is a primary care. No. So I'm working there now, and I see every specialty. They have every specialty there is known, from cardiology to urology to podiatry to... We do cardiac caths now. We have an ICU. We have a CLC, which is assisted living for our elderly. We have 3 different floors for that. Mm-hmm. We have inpatient mental health. We have inpatient substance abuse. So we have a bunch of programs inpatient. We have outpatient. We have recreational therapy. We have music therapy. We have pet therapy. We have MST counseling. There's just so many things. It's like we can go on and on at how many services there are. Like I said, I learn something new every day, and I try to get the information out there. We have a monthly newsletter that we do now through the program, and any information that's outreach events, we do like a guest speaker topic of the month type information that we get out there, so that we send it to over 3,000 female veterans and our local VSOs that we're in contact with, and any VFWs, so they can send it out to their group so it can keep going further and further and further. so we can get any information out to as many people as we can.
And do you find that that's working? Do you find that the women veterans here in the immediate capital region are responding to that? Or would you like to see a greater response?
I would love to see a greater response. Being a veteran myself, I feel, because we do twice a year, we do evening events. We call them public forums, and we do guest speakers. This year we're going to do a veteran panel for our staff members. So that's coming up on June 11th. Our female veterans that are staff members are going to be on a panel, discuss their service, and do FAQs for a lot of our veterans to show up. I think our penetration for the area is getting there. I think we can work on it a little more with our outreach events. But I think we have a limitation on our providers. So if we get new veterans, who's going to take them? So,
Sure.
And that's just everywhere right now with being saturated in the area. We have the same type of population of veterans that do come to the events, which are, and I'll say, over 65. So we're trying to focus more of our topics on that and topics that they're interested in. So
Wonderful. You got a lot going on.
yeah, we're trying.
You're busy. All that thought, we're going to take a quick little break, and when we come back, we'll get more into the specific challenges that our women veterans face as they're coming out of their military service. More with Lieutenant Colonel Christine Goodwill right after this. You're watching Service and Sacrifice here on WTEN Plus. Welcome back to Service and Sacrifice with our special guest, Lieutenant Colonel Christine Goodwill, United States Air Force retired, who now runs the Women's Health Center at the Stratton VA here in Albany. So you're telling us all about the efforts you guys put forth, all the programs that are available. Let's talk about, Christine, what are some of the specific challenges our women veterans face as they're trying to re-enter civilian life, coming out of the military? If you had to, and we'll get to a lot, but if you had to narrow it down to one thing you think is the biggest challenge for our female veterans, what would that be?
So personally, I think it's asking for help or looking for help and finding a community of people who have experienced similar things to help. And I know at the Albany VA, we have so many female veterans that have experienced some of the similar situations and issues and concerns that are brought up. So to find a safe space, a safe space for people to actually talk about their issues, concerns, and what can make them better mentally and health-wise. So that I think is a hurdle, is asking for help. Yeah. Male and female.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
this is something we talk about with Emil and Dom every week, and that's getting people to acknowledge that they need to help and seek it out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you bring up one good point, Christine, is the safe space. You talk about the VA being a hidden gem, but the department itself, the Women's Health Clinic, is a hidden gem as well. And you talk about safe spaces, but can you elaborate more on the programs within women's health?
Perfect. Yes.
And how they have safe spaces? Because if you go to the VA Medical Center, and you go into the Women's Health Center, it's nothing but women that work in that department, and it's very safe. It's almost so quiet. But maybe you could elaborate more on that.
So we're very lucky we have support of our senior leadership at the Albany VA, because we have what they call a Model 3 clinic, and there's not a lot in our VISN or even across the VA that has that. So we have a dedicated space. It's for women, I'll say gender-specific care in a safe, secure environment. So like Dom said, men are not allowed on the floor unless they're escorted during clinic hours, and then we double check to make sure there's no patients there. We do have a locked unit where you have to be swiped in to see the patient, to see the providers. In there we have primary care, we have a gynecologist that's full-time, we have pelvic physical therapy, social work, mental health, and pharmacy that are all in that area. We have a dedicated waiting area as well, and check-in area, so that women aren't exposed to sometimes a trigger, which is even a male voice. It could be a trigger.
Well, sure, and that brings me to my next question, and that's dealing with military sexual trauma that unfortunately a lot of our female veterans and our women in the military are facing.
Yes, and we also have a wonderful doctor, Dr. Smith, who runs our MST program. She does a lot of one-on-one sessions and group therapy, and that's, again, a safe, secure space that's dedicated up on that floor. So we're very lucky that we have that. And again, it's the asking for help, you know, and knowing you're not alone in the situation.
Sure. So. What are some of the stereotypes, misconceptions you think our women veterans face more so than their male counterparts?
That no one's going to listen, no one's going to believe them. If it happened 20, 30 years ago, why are you bringing it up now? You know, issues of that kind of stuff. Are you expanding your knowledge or saying what happened and not being believed? I think that's one of the biggest ones. I think we've come far at the Albany VA, not just in the women's health program, but to get our name out there as a good source of providers of having services and stuff to help the veterans. Because I know back in like 2015, people were like, oh, God, the Albany VA. I get all my care there. I love the care there. So I'm not complaining. I think we give amazing care at the VA. But I think one of the biggest, maybe the biggest thing is just trust. We have a lot of people who are very insecure and think people are out to get them and are afraid to even talk on a phone or anything like that. Think people are listening and it just, you know, the insecurities with that. So I think that's one of the biggest issues that we do have.
For our veterans who are also moms, what is offered to them to help them balance that work and family life as they transition back here?
So that's perfect, and that's actually one of our topics in a couple weeks is one of the moms is going to talk about military and motherhood. So we're very lucky. We have a ton of people who donate, from the Red Cross to the VFWs to the Gold Star Moms to a bunch of other departments that we do twice a year baby showers for our pregnant veterans, and currently we're tracking 52 female veterans that are pregnant or 1 year postpartum, which I believe in our area is a good number. You know, so we do a baby shower twice a year. They get probably about $500 worth of items that were donated. Some of them, it's their only baby shower that they have. So, you know, we have a lot of volunteers there. We make it fun. We have an evening. They have dinner, dessert, and we play games. And it's an amazing opportunity. And then we have a person who follows them through their pregnancy and for a year. So any questions during pregnancy, anything afterwards, they have one point of contact at the VA.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, Christine, before we let you go, what's the one thing you would have to say to any of the women who are watching, who have served? And again, I know we said right off the top, it's just acknowledging that you need that help and to reach out. What do you have to say? Do it today, right?
Right. I would say, well, no, do it today. Like, come one, come all. It's a sisterhood. We really try to keep it like that. I think me being in this position has helped a lot because I can relate whenever I do presentations, whether it be with the VSOs, whether it be with the director. I'm very passionate about it. We're trying to make improvements. Any suggestions are welcome. Please come. Please sign up. The business office can sign you up. It's real easy. There's multiple ways to sign up. You'll be amazed at how much care you'll receive and help you'll receive.
Let's make Dom's phone ring.
Yes.
Yeah. In the business office.
Yes.
Lieutenant Colonel Christine Goodwin. Thank you. Goodwill. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm fired now.
You are. Bye. I'm just kidding.
Thank you so much for coming in today. That was a wonderful conversation, and I really hope people who are watching here, Service and Sacrifice and WTEN Plus, get something out of that and make it happen and sign up for those benefits at the VA. All right, we're back one final time right after this quick break here on Service and Sacrifice. All right, welcome back. One final time here on Service and Sacrifice. Dom, I got to thank you for bringing Lieutenant Colonel Goodwill to our attention. She was fantastic. That was a great discussion.
Yeah, she's such a joy. And again, what better person to really run that whole program than Christine. And one of the big things I want to hit on is, you know, she said that a lot of her veterans that she's seeing is usually in the 65-year-old age range. And I just want to encourage all female veterans, whether you're 65 and up or you're 22 and up. Like if you're just getting out of the service and you got that free healthcare for 5 years once you come out of active duty service, enroll into the VA Medical Center, come to the business office, know that we have a women's health clinic, health center, whatever you want to call it. Know that that program is there for you if you are a female veteran, and there is just a latitude of different services that they provide that Christine just talked about. But don't wait. Enroll today. If you're a female veteran, know that you have a safe space at the VA Medical Center, and there's tons of programs that can help you.
No, and it was great to hear about the outreach that they're doing, and that she's pleased with the numbers of, and she's expecting even more to come on in. And again, and you said it, that safe space for them to feel comfortable. Yeah,
and we kind of talked about it in the first segment, where the amount of females engaging into the military service is increasing, and I spoke about really how we're expected to see 500 plus more patients, female patients, within that female women's health center. So it's important for them to come in. It's important for us to learn more about our female veterans. It's important for us to grow more when we learn more and enhance our services for our female veterans.
I think the education of the military population, teaching that there's a space in a service center just for females.
That's tremendous.
And I don't think anybody expected or anticipated that.
And that makes me happy as a father of three young ladies. It makes me happy, fighting side by side with our female veterans. It makes me happy because there's things, experiences, and life-changing moments that they, our female veterans experience that we don't as men, and it just really makes me happy that we're doing this. We're doing the right thing. The VA Medical Center is doing the right thing by really focusing on our female veterans.
And hear her say that, she works there, but she also gets all her care there
it's the same,
as well.
It's the same with me, and it's the same with you, and it's it's very rare to hear a veteran say that the VA isn't working out for them now. I mean, the days of the 60s and 70s, those days are over. Those days are past. So for any veteran out there that still has that stigma in their head, please know that I'm a veteran. I work there. I love it. I get my care there, and I'm your friend. If you got to go to the VA Medical Center, contact me, email me, call me, contact Ryan, email him, and we're all here for our veterans. And the same with email, really, the same. So it's important.
Sit here and chop this up week after week.
Oh, yeah.
So let us know. Again, the email for me is rpeterson@news10.com, news10.com. It's very easy. Real quick, I want to talk up. We have a guest coming in soon. This episode, now we're kind of like, I'll let you in on a little secret. We're a week ahead of ourselves here on recording this little program of ours. So coming up on Friday, June 12th, we will have, you're going to be able to watch the episode with Rear Admiral Gary White, retired from the U.S. Navy. This guy's resume is outrageous. This is going to be a fun episode. This is a chance for me to geek out a little bit. Dom brought Admiral White to my attention. He is a Top Gun graduate. Okay? That's all you need to know. If you know me, that's all you need to know. But just like in the movie when Maverick is asked, so what's next? He's like, I'm thinking of coming back here and being an instructor. That's what this guy did.
Yeah.
He went back. He was one of the adversary instructors. Meaning he played one of the bad guys while we were training the Navy's best aviators. He went on to CEO of which aircraft carrier? I'm missing that here at the moment.
It might have been the USS Ford. I don't remember.
The Ford. May have been the Ford. But anyway, this is a highly decorated naval aviator. We're going to be chatting all about his service and his experience. It's going to be a lot of fun. That episode is going to air Friday, June 12th. So I do encourage you to seek that one out. As we get closer to the summer here, guys, what do we got coming up, Dom? What do you got coming up as far as you're concerned, and fundraisers and other events throughout the summer here?
I'm doing. I do tons of fundraisers and community events. I'm doing one with the Saratoga Wilton Elks Lodge coming in August. I haven't finalized yet, but a lot of the benefits and proceeds are going to go to the veterans within Saratoga County. I believe it's like a cigar and steak night. So that's going to be in August. I haven't finalized the plans. I'm really working on the New York State Military Museum's first golf outing. I'm working that up. We're almost there. So that's going to be sometime in September. Again, all of those proceeds will go to the New York State Military Museum in Saratoga Springs on Lake Avenue there. And it's important for me to never forget our veterans, what they've done in the past. New York, we have done a lot. Our veterans within New York have done a lot, whether it's World War I, the Civil War, World War II, all the wars. So I'm trying to just help out and raise money, raise awareness of, we've done a lot as veterans, so it's important. Those causes are important.
The marketing is so important because so many people just get missed and never get educated on what's going on.
Yeah, we should never forget, honestly. We shouldn't.
Gentlemen, I thank you as always. That does it for another week here on Service and Sacrifice. Remember, you can find us on Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire TV. Go to the App Store on either one of those platforms. Get the WTEN Plus app for free. Tell all your friends. Watch all our regular scheduled newscasts, plus all this exclusive original content. And as always, episodes posted to the WTN channel on YouTube as well. And email me with any questions, rpeterson@news10news10.com, and we'll get answers with these fellas right here. That does it for Service and Sacrifice for this week. We'll see you back here in 1 week's time.